episode of the Albino RHino Beer Review of the Rhino. We're looking at another beer that comes to me from the December edition of the Brew Box from the Brew Box Company. This is Churchkey Brewing's Holy Cow Milk Stout. Well, chocolate milk stout. 6.5% alcohol, 650 milliliter bottle. It's heavyweight number 16. The heavyweight series is their high ABV big bottle series. So what you'd expect from a brewery doing what they would call a heavyweight series, right? What you would expect. If you bought the Brewbox Company subscription and you did get the September edition, you would have noticed that under style they said a Belgian double for this, I believe it was. I do troll on that. It's just part of my personality. I have to troll on that stuff. I'm not saying that they're doing a bad job, because they're doing a great job. They actually care about beer. They're finding great beers for the consumer to find. They're getting beers that the consumer can't normally get, and they're putting them in this box and mailing them to you all over Ontario. That's great. To the guys at Brewbox, don't take my trolling personally. It's just trolling. I find it funny. I understand that it's hard to get going. I understand that there's not many of you yet. I understand that you're not getting the beers until like the day or the day before you have to send them out. 1 or 2 days before you have to send the boxes out so to get them on time to people, and then you still have to write up your tasting notes and get them to print right away, so you don't yet have time to actually look over the stuff. I'd help you write the stuff, but I'm not in Toronto, so it would take even longer. You'd have to get the stuff to me, I'd have to taste the beers, I'd have to send them out, so I understand exactly where you're coming from. But anyway, back to Churchkey Brewing. I've had a couple of their beers now. I think I've had 4 or 5 of their beers. None of them blew me away except the Holy Smoke. The Holy Smoke, the first time I had it was at the Toronto Festival of Beer, I think 4 years ago, and it was amazing. And then it was in a bottle, and I got really excited, and I bought the bottle, and it wasn't as amazing. But hey, beers do change. It's the only problem with craft beer, if you know what I mean. Batch variances, and at the same time, it's the lovely thing about craft beer. But sometimes what you remember isn't what you get the next time. And yes, I'm wearing a tracksuit jacket. A buddy of mine actually gave this to me, and he's going to give me a royal purple velour suit. I'm going to wear that shit everywhere. Anyway, let's get into this beer, right? There it is. I was going to say, I know I have a bottle opener over here somewhere. So, let's try this chocolate milk stout from Churchkey. They haven't made any beers I've really hated. There's 1 or 2 that I wasn't a big fan of, and the other 2 or 3 that were okay. So, I'm excited. I'm excited when you get away from the regular lineup. You never know what you're going to get. Beer's like a box of chocolates. Oh my god. Quote me. Craft beer's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Thank you, Forrest Gump. Okay. There we go. Black as black can be. Just a tiny, tiny touch of mocha head. It is a pretty looking beer, isn't it? Smell. Lactose, touch of baker's chocolate, and touch of roast. Not a bad smelling beer. Let's try it. Cheers. Okay. I have been saying this a lot lately, and it doesn't necessarily condone something bad, because it really doesn't. It's all personal preference in that fact. But, quoting the immortal words of my buddy Paul from PA Brew News, it's a little thin. It's a little thin in flavor, Little thin in body, little thin in substance. Bad beer? No, not a bad beer at all. But if you are going into this hoping it's like a, say, Left Hand milk stout or their nitro milk stout or something, don't do that. If you're going into this hoping it's on par with the Tom Green milk stout, yeah, you could go into it with that. I mean, they both have different flavor profiles, so they both have different things they do good. But yeah, I could see you thinking that. Yeah. The chocolate not as apparent as it was on the nose. Chocolate's there. It smelled like a nice baker's chocolate. Taste. Little bit of a sweet chocolate. It almost tastes like a not low end, not like dollar store milk chocolate, but a few steps up from that. Like you guys have had milk chocolate, right? You have the milk chocolate that just tastes like a sugar swill. You have the milk chocolate that tastes kind of creamy. You have the milk chocolate that is creamy with a lot of sweetness, and then you just keep going up. And I'd say this is creamy and sweet. Then you add yourself the lactose in there, and the lactose is coming in at about the middle. And there's a nice little roast on the back end. Once you've swallowed it, there's a nice little roast. But where I'm saying it's thin for the most part is right between the chocolate and lactose, and the roast. Right in between there, there's basically nothing. There's a little soda wateriness. Is that a bad thing? No. I mean, if you are not a stout drinker, this could be a great starting point for you in the milk stout variety. If you've never had a milk stout and you don't know what that lactic sweetness is in a beer, good way to start too. You'll get that nice little lactose sweetness in there, and you'll drink this and you'll taste it, and then the next milk stout you'll know exactly what that taste is. So I mean, it is a great beginner beer. Churchkey, it never blows me away, like I said, but they don't usually disappoint in a way that, oh my god, why is this brewery around? They usually make a solid brew. Near Peterborough, not the biggest craft beer area yet by breweries per capita, but they are starting to grow, and these guys have been around for a while, making acceptable to solid beers. And that's all you can really ask for. You just want a brewery. Like, everybody wants a brewery that makes something amazing, and these guys will make something amazing to people in that area. But as you venture out and you get into the Torontos, the Londons, the Ottawas, the places where there are a lot of breweries, it becomes to the point where you just want a brewery that comes into your town from out of town to not be weak. And these guys aren't weak, they're solid. They are a solid little brewery. So I mean, if you're from a place that has a lot of breweries, if you're even from a place that doesn't have a lot of breweries but has breweries that are very well known, such as Flying Monkeys and all that, don't go into this beer thinking it's going to blow you away like Chocolate Manifesto. Don't do that. Go into this beer open-minded and just hope for something solid, and you will get what you wanted. Would I pay money for this beer again? Now that I've tried it? No. But would I have problems drinking with somebody? No. And why do I bring up would I pay money for it all the time? Yes, any of you that know my reviews know that I am judging on the quality of beer, but I'm also thinking about value and everything else. Is this worth me to buy again? It's harder and harder for me to say yes to that question after I've had almost 2,600 beers. It's getting more and more... Out of 10, 6.75 out of 10. It's a solid beer. It's a solid beer. I would recommend trying it if you get a chance. Just try it. Thank you guys. Bye.